I can always tell if someone's from Korea.
Yeah.
As long as it's
Do I
true.
look okay?
Yeah. You look great. You always look great.
Thank you. Hello everyone, this is Joikim. Today I have a guest here next to me. This lovely lady is my friend Wendy. Hi Wendy.
Hi, Joy.
Thank you for coming today. And I'm so happy to have you for my first interview. Yeah, okay guys. In the previous video about my learning English, I talked about some community English classes I attended. And I met Wendy in one of those classes.
Yeah.
And the class was called...
Christchurch Newcomers Group,
Okay.
and we are a conversational class.
But I really like to say thank you to all of you actually for your beautiful service of helping immigrants, influencing positively, very positively in
Yes.
their lives. In my case, if I had not attended that class, my life at the time could have been very difficult.
Yes.
Yes, I learned not only just English, but also so many things about living in New Zealand.
Yes.
And I met all different kinds of people there,
Yes.
and I made some friends. So I think we should start from there. Can you tell me a little bit more about that group?
Well, the group's been going for 20-something years. Mainly, we have people from China,
Mm-hmm.
Taiwan,
China,
Russian, Korean, a lot of Korean people.
Yeah, and
Korean people are beautifully dressed. They wear the most wonderful clothes. I can always tell if someone's from Korea.
yeah.
The thing that we do is that we first of all make you very welcome.
Yes.
And we introduce each other.
Mm-hmm.
And that's important because they learn a little bit about each person.
Mm.
And the next time,
Mm-hmm.
learn a little bit more. We don't pick up on every mistake you make. If you don't make mistakes, if you're too frightened of making mistakes, you can't learn.
So one of the reasons why I speak in English for my YouTube is I really want Korean people to know about, making mistake is okay
Yes.
things,
Yes.
because, I think Korean people are quite perfectionist. Yeah, when you want to learn foreign language, you have to make lots of mistakes, or
Yes.
at least you should be allowed to make mistakes.
Yes. We have one mother who I understand perfectly, and she's very interesting and she's very intelligent.
Uh-huh.
And her son comes home and she talks to him in English and he says, "Mom, don't speak English to me, don't," because she makes mistakes.
So many mistakes.
Your mother never said, "Don't speak because you're not perfect."
Mm.
Another thing that you have to remember is you were intelligent before you came to New Zealand. You are still intelligent. So you have to relax about your English and let yourself learn.
Mm. Yeah, so talking about mistakes, actually, I remember the day I rang you. To us, actually, making a phone call is one of the most difficult things because
Yes.
we can't see your face,
No.
and so it's hearing on the phone is quite difficult. That day, I just punched the number and I was holding my phone, and then I was thinking other things actually in my mind, and then you pick up the phone, and then I was I think that was my worst English conversation I had. But you're so kind, you're so patient, so I actually got the courage to come to your group.
I'll tell you something. Every now and then when someone rings me up,
Yeah.
I think, this sounds like a fake call, a scam. Someone is ringing up wanting my bank account number. And I have to be very careful.
Yeah.
I have to get through the next few sentences.
Yeah.
And then I realize,
Ah.
sometimes I think, I wonder what this call is.
you know told me you have met Chinese, Japanese, Korean, Taiwanese, Russian, and Indonesian. I saw one Indonesian
We
lady.
did,
yes.
And someone from Jordan.
Iran or
Iran,
Yeah,
yes.
Iran. Yeah.
Yes. For me, it's a wonderful way of traveling the world. But I've traveled with people.
That's really good. So before you joined this group, did you know something about Korea?
Yes.
I
knew the history. I knew the history of the Korean War.
Yes.
We even had a teacher at school who went away
Really?
to the Korean War. My sister had sponsored a child in Seoul, Busan. I think it might have been Busan.
Okay.
But what I really, really noticed is the style of Koreans.
Yeah, Korean people are very conscious of our, appearance.
Yeah. I was always very conscious of the fact I had an elderly car, and I have a much modern car now, but I used to think the Korean people must look at my car and think I'm very poor.
But now we moved to New Zealand. We are a little bit different now. Yes, but still, we carry our own value, all the time.
And the other thing that people might not know is when you go to another country, you're going for a reason.
Yes. That's
and
right.
It's generally to have a better life in some way.
Of course,
Otherwise, why would you come?
Yeah.
So you also take all your thoughts and your insecurities, how you feel about yourself.
As you said, we come to New Zealand for a better life, apparently.
Yes.
And then it's not just moving to another land. It's about changing your attitude or changing your viewpoint.
Yeah. So I knew a young woman and she was wanting to get away from New Zealand. She wanted to go and travel.
Yeah.
And she decided to go to Japan. And she was having some counselling at the time.
Oh, okay.
And the counsellor said, when you go to Japan, you will take yourself with you.
Wow. Because I came here for a better life. And
so why did you come here?
Why? So there are several reasons.
Yeah.
First, for my boy's education.
Yeah.
My little boy.
Yes.
Yeah, he is a little bit, disabled.
Yeah.
I want to give him, better environment first. Yeah. They just treat those children as slow learners or as different learners.
Yes.
So I love that idea.
Yes.
And I learned that point in the beginning. And now I totally agree with the New Zealand people's, viewpoint. And then in Korea, at that time, there are kind of, prejudice towards me because I was divorced.
Yeah. Terrible person.
Yeah, I was. I didn't like it.
No.
Wendy, I really didn't like it. And the people in New Zealand actually are very kind, very acceptable. I came here for a better life, of course, but I have been struggling to settle down here.
Yes.
So sometimes my circumstance
Yes.
is, put me in very difficult situation. I have to recover my courage
Yes.
and my confidence every day or sometimes every moment.
If you come from another country, you're already brave, and you have to remind yourself that you are intelligent, because I think that's the hardest thing, because all of a sudden you're speaking another language like a baby.
I think I was most confident in the first year of New Zealand, and the last year I was severely depressed. I told you about that, yeah? And at the time, one consultant, she told me that I have to remember what kind of achievement I made in Korea and what I did in Korea.
And I like writing poetry a lot, and I write poetry to encourage me. So I have a poem called I Am Amazing. And nowadays, I love sitting in a cafe and I watch people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the way someone comes in and looks really tired, and someone comes in and they're full of energy. I love that.
Okay, what do you see from me then?
I
want to know. I want to know.
You don't have an age stereotype.
Mm.
You don't
Mm-hmm.
think to yourself, I am this age, so I have to behave like this.
Oh, okay.
That is good.
Yeah.
You can be youthful for a long time,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and hopefully you will always do that.
Yep. Thank you. I will.
There is a tradition, I think it's Japanese, of repairing broken china with resin that's got gold in it. That's what we're like. We have many cracks, all of us. How we fill in those cracks that make us beautiful as a person.
Sure.
And I think that's what you do as well. Look at repairing.
It's just so beautiful, Wendy.
Yeah. Leonard Cohen, Canadian songwriter and poet, he talks about there is a crack in everything.
Wow, it's beautiful. I think we immigrants who normally feel, cracked and broke every day should remember this, and we have to gain our courage and confidence every day.
And I love to see what clothes people have put together, and the people that dress in their own particular style are so interesting. And it's got nothing to do with money.
No.
Nothing to do with money. Because in New Zealand, you can buy clothes that are shock horror being owned by somebody else. Can you believe it, Korea?
So most Korean people don't like to have a second-hand car in Korea, but here in New Zealand, yes, we do. But
in New Zealand, a lot of us would think,
why
would you buy a new car?
Yes. So you have met lots of Korean people there in the group. Yes. So is there any characteristics of Korean people compared to other immigrants?
You have very still faces.
Yes.
Very calm faces. Would you agree?
Yeah.
I think in New Zealand, I think our faces show our emotions.
You are saying that Korean people don't express their emotion as much as New Zealanders?
I think, I don't know if I can read you as well, because I'm brought up, we've been able to see the emotion on someone's face.
Yeah.
And it's not good, it's not bad, it's just different.
Yes, that's right.
Yes.
I found one half marathon event, so I am training for it.
Yes.
I am.
Just don't do what my son did.
What did he do?
He, about 4 days before the half marathon, he thought, well, I better go and do a half marathon to make sure that I can do a half marathon. So on the Tuesday, he went out and did a half marathon. And then on the Saturday, he went in the half marathon.
Again. Okay, so I think we should wrap up here. And okay, finally, do you have any advice to immigrants or to especially Korean people, Korean immigrants?
Okay. Speak when you go to the supermarket. Have you got pineapple? Use the language, use it and use it and use it. Just saying hello as you walk down the road. New Zealanders, we were brought up to say hello to the person. Some people don't, but most people love it.
Yes. That is a quite different thing from Korea. We don't say hello to strangers.
And sometimes if it's very cold, some people say, lovely weather we're having. And you can laugh and say yes. Also, when you're choosing fruit and vegetables, you notice a lot of people say, oh, have you seen those ones over there? You know, and they talk. So it's just, yes, it's just talking and talking and talking.
Yes, New Zealanders are generally really kind, kind actually.
Oh, we like people talking to us.
Yeah.
We like talking.
I think it is really helpful advice. Yeah. So because normally when Korean people think about English, they always think about books, or some English class.
Yeah. A lot of people like to go to English class and learn grammar.
No grammar, please.
That's good to improve your grammar, but if you're so worried about saying the right thing, you would notice that there are a lot of New Zealanders we don't have good grammar.
No, I know that.
And it's our language, you know?
Thank you, Wendy, for your time.
Well,
I really appreciate it.
Well, I always enjoy spending time with you, Joy. And I like talking.
That's good.
It combines two hobbies.
Yeah. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.